Bobcats. Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, March 25th. It's time is really going passing by quickly. It's been a week and a half that we've been homeschooling, and by now most of you are already in constant communication with your teachers, and I want to say thank you for that, Bobcats. I love that every day you are logging onto your device and you're checking your emails, you're logging onto your Google Classroom, and we just really appreciate your hard work. Continue to be responsible, and we do understand that some of you are in need of a technology device and support. Trust me, Bobcats, our district is working very hard in putting a system in place so that every student has the right tools at home to complete the online work. So for now, just continue to spend that quality time with your loved ones. And I'm so happy to be here with you again. So Bobcats, today, I know you're probably wondering, why is Miss Verduzco wearing a Halloween shirt? Well, the theme for today, remember, it's our Spirit Week. The theme for today is wear a neon color or a bright color just to get some brightness into our day. And Bobcats, this is my bright shirt for today, okay? You know I love to join the spirit. And don't forget, if you're wearing your bright shirt, send us those pictures, tag us, because we really love to see the spirit from everyone, okay? And we're wishing everyone a beautiful morning today. So today's read aloud the book is called Miss Nelson is Back. How many of you have read this story? It's a very popular book. So I want you to know that this month of March, our character trait of the month is citizenship, right? We learn how to be good citizens, not just in our everyday life and setting at home, but especially at school. Even when our teachers are absent, being a good citizen means we are still great learners, great students, we pay attention, and we're responsible for our learning. So here we go. I hope that you love this book, and I have a few follow-up questions for you after the book. Is everyone ready? Thumbs up? All right, here we go. Miss Nelson is Back. Written by Harry Allard. One Friday, Miss Nelson told her class that she was going to have her tonsils out. "I'll be away next week," she said, "and I expect you to behave." "Yes, Miss Nelson," said the kids in 207. But at recess, it was another story. "Wow," said the kids, "while Miss Nelson is away, we can really act up." "Not so fast," said a big kid from 309. "Haven't you heard about Viola Swamp?" "Who?" said Miss Nelson's kids. "Miss Swamp is the meanest substitute in the whole world," said the big kid. "Nobody acts up when she's around." "Ooh," said Miss Nelson's kids. "She's a real witch," said the big kid. "Ooh," said Miss Nelson's kids. "I'll just bet you get the swamp," said the big kid. Scary. On Monday morning, Miss Nelson's kids were all in their seats. They were nervous. Some of them had not slept well all weekend. "If we get the swamp, I'll just die," said one kid. They heard footsteps in the hall. Slowly, the knob turned and the door opened. Dun, 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 dun. Blansworth, the principal. "I shall personally take over this class," he said. Miss Nelson's kids were so relieved, but they soon learned that Mr. Blansworth was not a lot of fun. Uh-oh, I hope you don't think that about me, Bobcats, when I go into your class. All morning, Mr. Blansworth tried to amuse the class with his corny card tricks. "Oh, brother," said the class. That afternoon, Mr. Blansworth showed the class his favorite shadow pictures. "This is kid stuff," said the class. The next day, Mr. Blansworth demonstrated his favorite bird calls. They were not a success. And for 2 days, Mr. Blansworth showed slides of his goldfish, Lucille. Miss Nelson's kids had never been so bored. While dusting erasers in the schoolyard, wait, did I skip a page? No. While dusting erasers in the schoolyard, 3 of the ringleaders of 207 discussed the situation. "Something will have to be done," they said. "We must get rid of Blansworth." And they hatched a plot. After school, they painted and sewed and borrowed some old clothes. Uh-oh. What do you think they're doing? And they practiced some very difficult stunt work in the backyard. They are up to something. The next day, they weren't in class. "That's too bad," said Mr. Blansworth. "They'll miss all the excitement." Mr. Blansworth was about to show the class his collection of ballpoint pens from all over the world when someone came to the door. Slowly, the knob turned and the door opened. Do you think Miss Nelson is back? "Oh, look," said the class. "Miss Nelson is back." Something weird about Miss Nelson. A tall and lumpy Miss Nelson tottered into the room. Mr. Blansworth was surprised. "You're back sooner than we expected," he said. The tall and lumpy Miss Nelson didn't speak. Said the kids. "Her throat must still be sore." "Are you sure you're well enough?" said Mr. Blansworth. "She's sure," said the class. "Well, in that case," said the principal, "I'll be getting back to the office. Nice to have you back, Miss Nelson." And he left the room. "Hot dog!" cried the class. "We got rid of Mr. Blansworth. Now we can do just as we please." Uh-oh. And at the stroke of 10, the kids from 207 left the building. No one stopped them. They went straight to the movies where they saw The Monster That Ate Chicago twice. "This is really living," they said. Afterward, they went to Lulu's where they stuffed themselves silly. But soon, they made a serious mistake. What do you think happened next? They have to get caught one way or another, right? These kids are smart, though, I'll tell you that much. Heading back to school, they passed by Miss Nelson's house. Miss Nelson couldn't believe her eyes. "Those are my kids," she said in a scratchy voice. "What are they doing out of school? And who is that with them?" Miss Nelson telephoned Mr. Blansworth to see what was going on. "You're not Miss Nelson," said Blansworth. "Miss Nelson is back." And he hung up. "Can't fool me," he said. Said Miss Nelson. "Something will have to be done." And she went to her closet. Back in 2007, Miss Nelson's kids were spending an agreeable afternoon. They were very pleased with themselves. "We should do this more often," they said. They did not notice the figure out in the hall. Slowly, the knob turned and the door opened. Ooh. "My name is Viola Swamp," said the lady in a scratchy voice. "Yipes!" cried the kids. "The swamp!" "That's right," said Miss Swamp, "and I'm here to whip this class into shape. Get back to those desks on the double." The class did as it was told. The big kid from 309 was certainly right. Miss Swamp was a real witch. She knew how to get results. The class did a whole week's work in no time. "We shouldn't have gotten rid of Blansworth," they said. "Pipe down," said the swamp. "Or—" Just then, something under a desk attracted her attention. It was a mask. "Aha," said Miss Swamp. "So that's your little game." And she tried on the mask just as Mr. Blansworth stepped into the room. "Miss Nelson," said Blansworth, "I'm of the opinion that someone has been impersonating you." "Ah," whispered the kids. "You don't say," said Miss Swamp. "Probably just some kids acting up. I'm sure it won't happen again," as Mr. Blansworth left. "And it won't, will it?" said Miss Swamp to the class, "because the swamp will be watching." A minute later, Miss Nelson appeared. "I'm back," she said. "Hot dog!" cried the kids. "Are we glad to see you." "Didn't you have fun with Mr. Blansworth?" asked Miss Nelson. Said the kids. They decided not to mention Miss Viola Swamp, but they wondered why Miss Nelson hadn't seen her in the hall. The end. Yay! The end of the story. All right, Bobcats. Now you know that our teachers, they get sick sometimes, or they have to take care of personal things, and they have to call in sick, and they're absent sometimes, and you will get a substitute teacher. So I want you to think of the following. Are you ready? Get your notebook out, get your pencil, your paper, and I want you to respond to the following. Think about a time when your teacher was absent. Write about how the day went from the beginning till the end. Was it fun? Did you miss your teacher? What did you miss the most? Now, we all know, Bobcats, that nobody teaches like our teachers, right? We really do miss our teachers when they're gone. So write about it. Think of one time when your teacher was absent. How was the day? Did you really enjoy it? What was what you missed the most about your teacher being absent? So take some time to write about it. Bobcats, I wish you an amazing Wednesday. Remember to stay positive. Very soon we will be together again on campus, but we still want you to learn. And remember to check your emails every day, okay? We love you, Bobcats. We care about you, and we wish you an amazing day, okay? Take care. Have a great day. Bye, Bobcats.